Hi everybody, Chris here from Flying Star Astrology. I got a really good question this week asking what is the difference between flying stars and other types of astrology. So today I'm going to explain the difference between the two. So flying stars is actually a type of Feng Shui. Feng Shui is a Chinese art of moving things in your home, in your environment to create a positive flow of energy. And there is a particular type of Feng Shui called flying stars. I'm outside so you can see it's windy today. And flying stars have a predictive quality to it. So I call it Flying Star Astrology. It's actually Flying Star Feng Shui. But it has the same predictive quality that regular astrology does, so that's why I use that term so that people understand what it is that I'm talking about. When I say Flying Star Feng Shui, a lot of people are not familiar with Feng Shui, so it's just an easy term for people to understand. That's why I call it astrology. So, Flying Stars has some components that are sort of similar to or comparable to Vedic and Western astrology. So in flying stars, everybody has what's called a power number. And there's another name for that in Feng Shui, but I call it power number because it's like the number that energizes you, that identifies who you are. So that power number is based upon your birthday and your gender. In Vedic and Western astrology, you have a sun sign, and that's based on your birthday. And then you also have a moon sign, which is based upon your time of birth. So that's how those two compare. They're different things based upon birthdays. That's the only common overlap. Gender is also included in flying stars, where it's not included in Vedic or Western astrology. So, for example, if you were born February 15th, 1978, let's say, and you're female, your power number is going to be different than a man who has that same birthday. So that's how flying stars work. In flying star, you have 9 directions. In Vedic astrology and Western astrology, you have 12 houses. So the 9 directions in flying stars are just the compass directions. It's north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest, and also the center. The center is considered one of the directions. In Vedic astrology, Western astrology, you have the 12 houses. In flying stars, you have flying stars that fly into each of those directions. So there's a star sitting in the north, a different one sitting in the south, another one in the east, a different one in the west, and so on all the way through the 9 directions. Those directions combined with the different stars give you a forecast of possibilities that could happen as a result of those stars sitting in those directions. In astrology, you have planets. And those planets move through the 12 houses and can kind of tell you what could possibly happen to you based upon those houses and where the planets sit. So that's kind of the difference there. And then, like I said, flying stars is based on your birthday and gender. Regular astrology is based upon your birthday. So I hope you found that interesting. And let me give you an example of how flying stars work. So let's say you have a birthday and a gender that gives you a power number of 1. And there are 8 different power numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There is no number 5 power star because it actually translates to 2 of the other stars. But that's a whole different story, and that's a deeper level of Feng Shui that we really don't need to go into for this. So your power number is going to be 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. It's going to be one number. So let's say you have power number 6 based upon your birthday and your gender. That power number is going to tell you your success direction, which is tied to your career and your money, your wisdom direction, which is all about spiritual growth, learning, developing talents and skills, things of that nature, You have a relationship direction, and that is all about your relationships with other people, including your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other, your family, your children, your neighbors, your coworkers, your bosses, your employees. So that's all about the relationship direction. And then the final direction is your health direction, and that's mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health. Any kind of health is tied to your health direction. So depending upon where your health direction is, where your success direction is, where your relationship direction is, and where your wisdom direction is, those kind of give a blueprint, sort of like a general blueprint of who you are and the things that you're going to be attracted to or attract into your life based upon that blueprint. Now, this blueprint is very general, and of course you can add to it what you want to because you have free will, right? But the flying stars that sit in your directions will influence those decisions and influence your choices. So, just like astrology, there's a predictive quality to flying stars. And what I like about it for me is that it's super simple for me to, figure out what your power number is, look at your directions and go, oh wow, well here are the opportunities that lie ahead for you. Or here are some things that you may want to watch for as you're going through the month, as you're going through the year. So there are, just like Western astrology and Vedic astrology, there are yearly flying stars and there are monthly flying stars. There are even daily flying stars if you're interested in getting that nitpicky about it. I don't tend to look at those. I tend to look at the month and the year because that's plenty. It gives you enough information that you can plan your month and you can plan your year based upon those. Another question that I got about Flying Stars astrology is which one is better? Vedic astrology, Western astrology, Flying Stars? And the answer to that is really, the same answer I would give if somebody said, well, what's the best car? Or, what's the best place to live? That's really up to you. That's a very personal decision. So there are some really fabulous astrologers out there who do Vedic astrology and Western astrology. And Flying Stars is pretty unique. I can only name one other person who's doing Flying Stars. So if you're looking for a different type of consultation on what opportunities or challenges possibly lie ahead for you and how to manage those, because Flying Stars not only tells you what possibilities lie ahead, but they tell you, here's how you work. The star says to you, here's how you work with me. Every star has a different energy, and through Feng Shui, which is like a way to activate the energy of the star or a way to work with the energy of the star so it's not so strong if it's not a great star. That's what I love about Flying Stars, is there's a way to work with these stars to make them work in your favor as best you can so that you get the best possible outcome. There may be a way to do that in astrology. To be honest with you, I am not a Western or Vedic astrologer, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. I can only speak to Flying Stars, but that's what I love about it. So there's not only a way to work with the star like in your day-to-day activities, there is a Feng Shui way to work with the star. So there are things that you can do in your house, in your office, that will help you to work with those stars in addition to things that you're thinking, saying, and doing to work with those stars. So I hope that's helpful, and if you need more clarification or want more information, post a comment below and I will be happy to take a look at that and answer your question. Also, if you like this video, please click subscribe and hit the bell button, and you'll be notified every time I make a new video. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.